The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-445-1044. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon from TFNN. Welcome to the October 7th, wonderful Wednesday edition of today's Trader's Edge show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. Of course, the easiest way to do that, it's to always remember that life happens for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to throw out at us. Today, we're going to go look at the circumstances of the bulls and the bears, the buyers and the sellers. We're going to go try to figure out what it is they're communicating to you and I. I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. I'm here to serve you, so feel free to pick up that phone, dial on in, 877-927-6648. Internationally, 727-445-1044. Steve at TFNN.com. And, of course, inside the Tiger's Den, fire away anything that you'd like me to take a look at for you, especially on this wonderful Wednesday. Of course, this is the Hotel California, sponsored by Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, we got the Dow trading up 32 points. She's trading at 16,822. S&P is up 5, trading out at 1984. You've got the NASDAQ Composite up 6 at 4754. Russell up 9 points at 1142. DAX closed up 67 points. The FTSE closed up 10. Goldilocks is flat, trading 1145. Silver is up 4 pennies, trading at 1603. Light sweet crude relatively flat. She's trading at 48.37. To the upside today, we've got some biotech stocks in the green. I might need to just reboot my computer. You've got Regeneron Pharmaceuticals up $18. That's up about 4%. Intercept Pharmaceuticals up $9. You've got, that could be the end of it. Alnylam Pharmaceuticals, the IBB, that's up $6. Amgen, Celgene, they're in the top 10. Celgene is the number 1 or number 2 holding. I think number 1 maybe. That's up $5 out there. To the downside, Yum Brands trading down 18% with volume behind that move. We'll take a look at it. You've got Google, that's down $12. Nu Skin down 12. Tesla's off 9. USANA Health down $9. AutoZone off $6 as well out there. So we've got plenty to look at. But first, we're going to go out to sunny California and speak with our man, Garo. Garo, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing very good. How about you, Steve?
Excellent. Thank you for asking. So update me on Tesla, and has it met the now that you're looking for this to cross below a moving average line, if I recall correctly. Which moving average are you looking at?
Okay, that was on October the 2nd, Friday.
Yes.
It was around this time that I called. That was the fourth candle. That was a long green candle that we talked about that.
Yes.
And I said that is going to go and hit it's going to go and hit that 50-day moving average, simple moving average, and the following day it just hit the 50 days, and from there it just crumbled and it came down. This is the third day after that it hit that 50-day. Today I shorted it on 30 minutes. Which is $235.71. Of course, that is on the SAR parabolic. On the SAR parabolic dot, yeah, you don't believe in it, but it does miracles to me. On a 30 minutes, you can, if you bring that the dot, you'll see that the number is $235.71. I shorted there, and it came down and still is below the second support, S2. and it broke that 200-day simple moving average, and now it's right sitting there and waiting. And what I think is going to slide from here down all the way to $220.
Now, yeah. Excellent. Okay, so on the so I've got the 30-minute chart up on our screen so that our listeners can learn from you. I've got the parabolic SAR up on my screen. So was it at the 10:30 time frame that you went ahead and shorted this when price got up into the top of that dot? Is that that's only 230? That was about $237. Was that what you were looking at?
Yeah, first candle in the morning. It was just the first candle.
So you took the 9:30 open out there.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
Sir.
Now you took the 9:30 open. So you, in this case here on the 30-minute chart, you don't wait for price to come back into one of those parabolic SAR dots.
It does. I don't know why mine is different than yours. It's very,
okay.
very. Mine is 30 minutes. Yours is on 30 minutes.
It is, as a matter of fact.
Wow,
you know, maybe the increments are maybe different. There must be, perhaps that is the. But that's at least at this stage here, at the open for you. You had price actually come up into one of your dots on your screen.
Yes, I do. Previously, I ordered in the morning before open. I put short 500 share stop limit. Then my stop limit was $235.71. Then you have to put another number, and that was $235.50. So between 71 cents and 50 cents, it will short it.
Well, that's great. That's great. So, yeah, we absolutely, we talked about that. We saw price come back up into that 50-day. So right now, one of the areas, you and I talked about a couple of different areas, too, for support.
Yes.
And right now, the first area on the daily basis, and I know that you don't believe in volume, but so that our viewers at home can also follow along with you on this trade here, we can see that Tesla has moved down into the top of the August 24th level. That's at 231.40. The volume on that trading day was, well, good question. I need to put that up on my screen out here. That'll make it easier for everybody. The volume was 9.5 million shares, and you've done about 4.4. So seems like you've got some pretty decent volume actually moving into that swing point. I don't have my my normal screen up, but if you give me a moment here on a daily basis. So let's see here. We're about 3.5 hours into the trading session, and you've done 4.4 million. So about 3.5. So it's going to do around 8 million. So you're coming in there pretty good. You most certainly would like to see this close below 231.40. But did you already exit the trade, or are you still in this?
No, sir. I kept it. You see, I shorted at 235.71. I'm going to come out at 234.71. I'm going to make $1 profit in case if it starts to go up. Automatically, I will come out. I'll make $500 profit. You see?
Absolutely. No, absolutely. So I recall the other area, and I'm going to put this on my screen for folks as well. So if it closes below, so I would say, as I take a look at Tesla, what it's doing, it's expanding as it's moving down into that swing point. And then ideally, it'll close below that level of 231.40, the top of that swing point. And then your next test is going to be right around the 220.37 mark. And that's where really on August 24th, all the volume took place at the open during that 30-minute session. So we saw a low of 195, we saw a high of 220, and the volume there was pretty good, 1.8 million shares. And if we fast forward to where we're at today, the type of volume so far, even at the open, was 1 million shares. So not too bad, but still, I would say that becomes the area. So if you stay in the trade, it doesn't take you out from a stop standpoint, and you close below 230, whoops, darn it. Why is that doing that? 231.40. Really good odds that what you're going to see is a move down to that 220 level. And that's at 220. And it sounds to me like what you'll do is you'll just keep adjusting your stop on the way down.
Yes, sir. 220, I'm going to come out, regardless. If it goes down to $1, 220, I'm going to come out.
Okay.
or I'm going to come out at 236, 234.71, which if it goes up, 230 for 471 or 220 at the bottom. So I'm going to see which way it's going to go. So that is my goal.
Yeah, and now we can see on the 30-minute chart here, volume has really been tailing off inside of Tesla. So even though it's been coming down with good volume today, most of that was at the open, and so volume has really trailed off here as we speak. But it's lunchtime. Now, will you hold the trade over the evening?
Did I trade over the evening?
No, will you hold the trade overnight?
Yes, sir. If it's below 231, yes, sir, I will keep it. If it goes about 231, it is around here, 232, 233, I will get out. I will get out. Yes.
Yep,
I'll get out. Then tomorrow is tomorrow. Tomorrow is a different dollar. But today, yeah, if it's below 231, I will keep it. But otherwise, I will get out and see what will happen tomorrow.
Perfect. That's perfect. Well, that's great.
Yes,
thanks for updating us on the trade. And you and I, we've got to figure out why our parabolic SAR ticks are different. It'd be nice when you call that everything actually lines up so that our viewers. The only thing I've got out here are just some increment settings. Mine are set at 0.02. I'll look at it. Go ahead.
It's very strange that my 30-minute doesn't read with yours. But on a weekly, on a daily chart, you see, the honest to goodness time to be sure that if you count the dots from the top is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days ago, you should be sure that at 245.75 when the candle hits the bottom dot and the dot goes up. You see, it never fails, Mr. Steve. It never.
Yes, no question.
Yes. You see, that's how I do my decision. But it has to go below a certain moving average, so that gives me a second confirmation. Then I will short it, but I will follow it.
Yes, no question. And, Wells Wilder that created the parabolic SAR and the relative strength indicator, his absolute textbook trading style, is to wait in order for price to take out support, which would have been that dot really from September 28th once price got below that line.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. Yes. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for your time, Mr. Steve.
Thank you for calling. We appreciate you sharing the trade. That was Garo in California. So we get back right now. We got the Dow up 40, the S&P up 6 points. Let's go tooling around and take a look at what the market is trying to do. We're going to go take a look at both the bullish side as well as the bearish side and what it is that you should be looking for at day's end. Figures like 42.65 in the NDX 100. If price closes above that, the bulls still have the ball. In the NASDAQ composite, it's 47.29. In the Russell 2000, it's 11.33. Those are the weak links out there. So you and I want to watch the weak links and see what they do by day's end. We'll be right back, folks. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN, and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. Steve takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 44, S&P is up 7, NASDAQ Composite's up 11 points. So we have some different messages on different time frames, I believe. Let's go take a look at what it is that we're looking at. Let's start off by taking a look at the S&P 500. Let's do that by looking at the ES Mini. And let's first start off with taking a look at a 30-minute chart out here. In fact, on the 30-minute chart happens to have my, we'll call it Garo's and J. Wells Wilder's parabolic SAR that is up on my screen. Those are the black dots on my screen out here. I've got two different systems, so I'll go see where the calculations are different, if they are, and try to figure that out. Always nice to have the same data that you're looking at home as well. Now, when we take a look at the 30-minute chart out here, one thing that we know is that, if you take a look at where we've come in basically 18, 19 and a half hours or so, because it's really only, we'll call it 19 hours worth of trading. Now, it's longer than that because of the futures market and so forth, but, 3 days, right? It was at Friday at about 10 o'clock, 10:30 in the morning. Most people thought that the sky was going to fall. after the release of the jobs numbers, so I always believe my role, what I do in the morning, is I have multiple time frame charts on all the screens that are around me, and I'm trying to get a feel for that day. As Garo said, tomorrow's a new day out there, and I also believe in the exact same thing, that tomorrow is a new day. And what you're trying to do, what I try to do, is find out which time frame is it that seems to be giving the best message as to what's going on inside the market. Now, one of the patterns that I like to look for to identify tops or bottoms happens to be when price moves higher than with less relative strength. I use a system different than the way that Wells Wilder developed it, but that's really what there's. I think it was. I can't remember if it was Leonardo da Vinci. I think it was da Vinci. I steal this quote. It came from some great artist out there, and he said that good artists copy, but great artists steal out here. And what he really meant by that was that great artists take the works of others and improve upon it. And that's really what I believe that I've done here with his work. It works for me. And when we take a look at what took place on the 30-minute chart out here yesterday, when you and I were looking at, in fact, it was exactly yesterday, we were taking a look at this nice big old bearish engulfing candle. Price had moved slightly higher. We saw a reversal there. We had some additional follow through. Now, remember, when price moves lower, price is going to move lower. When a pattern fails, okay, so if I say a pattern fails, or anybody says a pattern fails, what you should immediately say to yourself is, okay, based on that pattern failure, where's the next level of support? Now, you and I have a number of different tools to go find those things. Even if you don't have all the tools that I do, you can just use some simple retracements. You can use swing points. You can use volume. You have access to all of that stuff on every chart that's out here. Now, what we saw take place this morning is that all the way back here, at the 4 o'clock time frame, back on October the 5th, today's what, October 7th, so 2 days ago, is when the relative strength indicator made its highest high during this entire rally on the 30-minute time frame chart out here. And since that time period, we've seen where price has moved higher with less energy. Now, look, you've got to admit, the market has had to work its tail off to get back to this level from the depths of where it was at 10 o'clock in the morning last Friday. So it's worked hard. What did we see take place out here? At the 11 o'clock hour, we saw price sold off. We saw a bear sash candle. We saw a confirmation of this level out here. But on the 30-minute chart, as we're taking a look at it, to me, it's not really acting as helping you and I to identify where good levels of support are. But nonetheless, we do have a topping pattern that, in essence, is in play here. What I can say on the 30-minute chart, and you can as well, if we take a look at our market profiles, we take a look at that light blue line, the light green line, we can see how this is really where the bulls are lined up. So because of the distribution of the point of control, that light blue line, and where support is at, it just tells us that there's a strong line of support down around the 1972 level. Yes, we saw price break through there, but that's the 30-minute chart. Let's go take a look at what's going on a 120-minute time frame as well. And on the 120-minute time frame, what took place earlier this morning is coming off that low, coming off that bottom. Let me get my crosshair out here at 4 o'clock in the morning. This was on September the 29th out here. We're going to go to break. What occurred this morning at the highs on the 2-hour chart was price completed a 1 to 1.618, A to B equals CD. Now that created a bear sash candle and a key reversal session. When we get back, let's go take a look at the 120-minute chart for a little bit longer. We'll be right back, folks.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization optimization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
TFNN has just announced a brand new morning lineup that is geared specifically for traders in this volatile traders market. Every morning at 8 a.m., John Logan starts things off with his daily program, The Global Market Pulse. At 9 a.m., Larry Pezzavento trades the market during the market open Monday through Friday on Trade What You See. At 10 a.m., Tom O'Brien hosts the Money Masters for the hour, and Basil Chapman hosts his Tiger Technicians Hour at 11 a.m. From 8 a.m. till noon every market day, these traders are with you as they provide up-to-the-second market information so that you can make the most educated and profitable trades possible. The new TFNN morning lineup is happening right now. Tune in to see for yourself what kind of actionable trading discussion they have each morning, Monday through Friday, starting at 8 a.m., live only on TigerTV at TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 74, S&P's up 11, Composites up 22, Russell's up 14 points. Now, I'm going to guess, not going to guess, but it would look to me, even though my numbers are a little different, on going back to that Tesla trade for Garo, he is probably out by now. Now, I've got two different charting systems, each right here, that show, oops, I got to grab the wrong chart out here, but whether I'm using my Ninja Trader platform, which shows the parabolic chart about 233.43 out here. It looks like that has been hit. So pretty good chance that he had adjusted his stop. Now, he talked about $1, but it does look like on my e-signal system here, which typically is going to be even more accurate. This would actually set up a potential buy area. In any event, let's go take a look at the markets. We were talking about the 120-minute chart here for the ES Mini. So as we take a look at it, I was mentioning to you that it completed a 1 to 1.618 A to B equals CD. That's coming off the low. That That was coming off a price relative strength divergent pattern. That was coming off of a 7th wave move. That was at about 4 o'clock in the morning on September 29th. Let's go ahead and delete that pattern. Now, what we can also see is that on the 120-minute time frame, price also has been moving higher with less relative strength out there. Now, this bar that occurred here at 12 noon, that was our signal, but it wasn't the entry. Is that the right terminology there? It was our signal because of the bearish engulfing candle, because it was also, now it was a key reversal. By key reversal, sorry about that, folks. Things are firing off in my ears with my automated trading strategies. So in any event, if we take a look at this bar here that began at 10 o'clock in the morning, so from 10 to 12 noon, price got above the high of the previous bar, below the low of the previous bar, created a bearish reversal signal. In this case here, all it really had to do was just tick down by one, in this case here, one tick, 1 point, 1 penny, depending on what it is that you're trading out there. However, on the 120-minute time frame, and it may be a little bit difficult for you to see out here, and I'll put the other chart on my screen, but you can see that, remember I said the 30-minute chart wasn't really providing us with a lot of great information with regard to where support was. The 120-minute chart is. And if we take, remember that on the 30-minute, we saw where the point of control was closer to the bottom of the bottom of the box, the bottom of our TAS market profile that was set up from a bullish configuration. So too is the 120-minute time frame. And the 120-minute time frame also went ahead and created a new market profile during that 12 noon session. Look, if price takes out this high out here, what it will do is it'll move off into a 7th wave pattern, depending on when it does it. I'm assuming that let's say it would do it after 2 o'clock, but there's still, 13, how many minutes left? 23 minutes left in the trading session. If during David White's show, price were to take out that high, then you'd have a 7th wave. We still may have a price relative strength divergent pattern. What does all this mean? All that it means at this stage of the game is that the market is going to digest some of these gains at some point in time here, at some point in time soon. Digesting gains, price can just simply move sideways. If the ES Mini doesn't get below, well, certainly 1971, but I'm going to go lower than that, 1958 that we would use out here. It's just digesting gains. That's all that it's doing. That doesn't mean that that's what it will do. You've got to be able to identify the areas where the battles are taking place. Now, what's also interesting about the 5-hour chart out here, if we go up another level, what you and I can also see, it's really almost the flip of what we looked at on the 30 and the 120-minute time frame chart. Now, what I mean by that is if we take, no wonder price is struggling so much here, because we've got, as we take a look at our TAS market profiles, that really help us to understand where the troops are dispersed, where the buyers and the sellers are dispersed. In this case here, they are more lined up at these highs. And we can see that, go ahead and try to blow this up just a tad for you. You can see that the point of control is around 1970, and the top of the box is right around 1980. You're 1981.75 as we speak right now. And if price can close above, as it did during the 4 a.m. session, if it can close above that, and there is no price relative strength divergent pattern inside the 5-hour chart, all that it's likely to do is at least get up to this high out here that took place at about on September 17th. That September 17th high is 2011.75, where it will complete at least a move of a move. Now, what we can also say in taking a look at this 5-hour chart, this is in victory formation. I mean, if ever there was a V-shaped pattern that you're taking a look at, this is certainly it as we take a look at the 5-hour chart. So if it does take out the September 17th high, Now, I gave you some numbers earlier. I didn't give you a number on the S&P 500 because that number is so far down the road with regard to where price would have to close below. And I'll give you what that number is at the present time, especially for subscribers that know exactly what it is that I'm speaking about here. Give me a moment to punch this up on the screen out here, and I'll give you what that number is. There we go. So the number that the S&P 500 needs to close below as we speak right now on any kind of failure in order to suggest that the market's, in my opinion, in order to suggest that the market's going to go down to test the lows or beyond, you've got to see it close below 1954. 1954. Now that's going to change by a buck or two or three, so you've got to give it just a little bit of room. But if you use that as your general area out there, that's where price has to close below. Now that's not the case inside of the Nasdaq, the NDX, and Russell 2000 because they're weaker than the Dow and they're weaker than the S&P 500. So I gave you those numbers, which was like 42.65 in the NDX, 47.29 inside the Nasdaq Composite. The Composite's right now at 47.73. So it's got to sell off by about 50 points, which is easy to do. I mean, it's been a little wobbly, but you and I should go take a look at what's going on inside of the biotech sector and so forth. So the market should be getting ready as you and I took a look at the ES Mini, and we have those same style of patterns inside the NQ. If we take a look at its 120-minute time frame, although it's been relatively weak, you can see the same type of on the 120-minute time frame, a price relative strength divergent pattern, a key reversal bearish engulfing session. Now this happens to be in its sixth wave on the way up. You can see that the TAS market profiles are set up here for support, meaning 42.76 is a significant level of support. There's a lot of troops that are lined up here. If you see it close below that level, and I would really just go back to the NASDAQ itself, the NASDAQ Composite, and make sure that it lines up. At that level inside the NQ, I'm going to say is going to be a low below, close below 42.63. That would be the bearish side. I go back and make sure that the NASDAQ is also closed below 47.29 or somewhere right around there. Otherwise, the market wants to move higher. Now, when I say the market wants to move higher, I'm going to need to pull open my spreadsheet on this other page because what I want to do here is I want to go take a look at the net advancing versus declining issues as we speak right now at 142. I just want to see what that is. Well, I want to do more than see what it is. I want to go ahead and punch those in on my system out here. Okay, so we are at, as you and I speak right now, about give or take, 2,346 net advancing issues, 683, not net advancing, advancing issues, 683 declining issues out there. And what I'm doing is I've got to keep a spreadsheet. Wow. Oh, if this is actually where it closed, that's pretty amazing. Okay, so now we have a really important piece of information. Let me do this here. If it closed right here, we would actually get a Zweig breadth thrust indicator. And what I can tell you is that the market will have just made a major bounce. Now, if it doesn't, and it's got to be, it needs to, now, this indicator has several more days before it actually has to give you or I the signal. I'm just saying, if it closed right here, right now, it actually would be generating that signal for us. You're going to say, what the Sam heck are you even talking about? Well, I'm going to show you what I'm talking about out here in a moment. It's a really cool way for you and I to just simply objectively be able to analyze the market and know what it does out there. And that way, everybody else that has no conviction. Look, when I don't have any conviction, I'll tell you. But I don't really think it behooves me to do a show and have no conviction for you. But there are times where, you know, the market is totally uncertain, and you should be neutral out here. So when we take a look at conviction, it would actually occur. So if the market closed where the NYSE is what I'm referring to, that's the market that is of most importance to you and I. And if it went ahead and closed with that net advancing issues, advancing less the declines that we gave us, it would actually close at 0.6. The reading would be 0.615. That's what it came out to on my spreadsheet here. Now, I don't have yesterday's data in on this spreadsheet, but this is the New York Stock Exchange going back for, I don't know, 20, 30 years out here. And the last time, and first, every time we've had an exact Zweig breadth thrust signal, it has always formed a major bottom, a bottom that has never been taken out. Now, what was interesting this time around here is price got pretty darn close to it. When we take a look at the August 24th lows, the actual last time that we saw one of those signals was back here in October of 2013. We got a couple of real close signals out here, but they weren't exact. They were just really close out here, but they helped us to understand that, boy, there was still a strong initiation move. Take a look at, you know, that October 14th Ebola low out there, strong move. So still to this date, a Zweig breadth thrust signal has not been taken out. Now, I don't know where the advancing and declining issues are going to finish at the end of the day. We'll know that tomorrow. I'll be happy to report that to you tomorrow. I'll report it if, in fact, we see this positive close and if it gets above that number. Otherwise, there's really no reason for me. And I wasn't going to even talk about it today until I went ahead and punched in those numbers to say, wow, okay, that's pretty interesting. And to do it in basically a 5-day period of time. Now, the other nice thing about that, as we take a look at this, let's go with two assumptions out here. Let's go with the assumption that we actually get that indicator, gives us that signal. Whether it's today, tomorrow, it can do it anytime between now and next Tuesday. So let's say that we get that signal. It's also giving you and I another real important message, because I can tell you the lows of those have never been taken out. So if we do see the lows get taken out, that also would mean that we're going to see those trend lines that you and I take a look at, long-term trend lines from March of 2009. Those will also have been taken out. And what will also likely be occurring, I got to switch panels here, so give me a moment to do this. Right here. What will also likely happen, so we'll have a number of signals. Now, the signals that you and I are looking at this time are all bullish signals. So in those, nothing is more bearish than failed bullish signals. And where we're at in the market, I grabbed the wrong thing. Where we're at in the market is pretty cool, because if these signals fail, they give you and I a ton of information out here. Now, last week, you and I have looked at this on a daily chart, but we have not looked at this on a weekly chart. And Friday was amazing from a couple of different reasons. Hey, it was a 450-point move reversal off the bottom inside the Dow out there. Not just the 200-point that it closed up. It was a 400-plus point move. But what it also did, this is a weekly chart. The composite is the upper strip. The Dow Jones Industrial is the strip just below it. Below that, the third strip is the S&P, and the Russell 2000 is below that. And there are more. We could have looked at the SOX, I believe the SOX index. We could have looked at the NDX 100. Basically, the point is that last week formed hammer candles. Now, we see hammer candles along the way, on the way up and on the way down. They're important signals, because when you see it close below a hammer candle, you know the expression I like to use, if you're long, you're wrong out here. Well, that compared to, let's assume we get a Zweig breadth thrust signal today, tomorrow, another real important bottoming signal out there. And so if you get it close below that, you get it close below these hammers, that'll just then bring back up the pattern that you and I also are aware of that's out there that says the market moves lower into February and April. But that is not the message right now at 147 on October the 7th out here. That could easily change at 2 o'clock. What you and I need to do is always, and I do mean always, with whatever first stay within the time frame it is that you're trading or investing, because everything else is just noise out there. And as long as you stay inside that time frame, when the signal changes, be ready to act. And if you just map this out on a pad of paper in front of you, you will not be a deer in the headlights out here. So as we take a look at this chart, if I expand it up just a little bit more, you can see we had hammers across the board. That says that those lows from last week are really important. Now, in the case of the Dow and in the case of the S&P 500, we can see we've had hammers over the last month or so. So these bottoms out here, like that August 24th level, this was August 31st. That week of August 24th also created a hammer candle inside the Dow Jones Industrials, inside of the S&P 500 out there. So these lows that are in here right now for the Dow, for the S&P, they're really important for us to be able to track. But at this stage of the game, we've got the outlook here. If I'm going to be your weather forecaster, your market weather forecaster, we know that things are moving higher with less relative weakness. Something's going to crack at some point in time here. Now, that cracking, okay, we have other key levels to be observing and to be watching. It may be nothing more than just an upper level consolidation that's working off an overbought condition. You've got to admit the market is a bit overbought with all the work that it has done out there. Well, you don't have to admit it, but I'll certainly share that with you. So that hopefully that gives you a better feel and understanding overall as to what's going on inside the market today at 4 p.m. Boy, that close is going to be really key out here. We've got the Dow up 87, S&P's up 13. Be right back.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD. Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-Share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-Shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. TFNN is excited to offer a brand new piece of market scanning software unlike anything the industry has ever seen. John Logan and his team have spent years developing their market profile tools to finally be able to release the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. And right now you can get a 2-week trial absolutely free just by visiting TFNN.com and providing us your name and email address. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is the premier market profile-based scanner in the industry. Powered by the acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner is a standalone desktop software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Within 3 minutes of signing up, you can have the software downloaded and running on your computer with a complete roadmap of market indicators and inflection points to trade off using the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. Sign up today and try this amazing piece of software by visiting TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you, like it does me, call 1-855-750-4051 to find out what they can do for you. That's 1-855-750-4051. Call them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Join David White as he keeps you up to date on the latest tech stocks while he uses his Power Law Vector Indicator to identify the best trades. The Power Trading Hour, next on TFNN.
Welcome back. Dow's up 72, S&P's up 11. FCX, Freeport-McMoRan, that's up $1.16 with 74 million shares. Let's talk about Freeport-McMoRan with Brent in Martinez, California. Brent, how you doing this morning? Still morning? No, it's still morning.
Still morning here. Yep.
Yeah,
it is. Yes, it is. How are you today, Steve?
I am doing well. Thanks so much for asking. Are you in Freeport-McMoRan?
I am. I'm long at $9, and my question was, it looked like we were getting above that August swing point with some volume. My target's about, more like probably 14.50 in range, mid 14s basically.
Yeah, I was looking at that this morning, and the September 17th swing point has 48 million shares. You've got 75 million shares. I mean, that's the way you like to see a swing point get taken out. What you also like to see, and I will maintain this correlation, I know there are a few out there that do, is that when you trade FCX, what you're really trading is the Australian dollar. And if we take a look at the Australian dollar, you can see that it too has come off of the bottom thus far. Now, this is a monthly chart, but getting back above the trend line that began back in 2001, your touch point out here in 2008, and back above its retracement level, which was 70 cents, 0.7094, you're at 0.7721. That is a positive. And if I switch down just simply to a 30-minute chart, looking at the currency pair, this is starting to set up A to B equals CD patterns to the upside all over the place. So it looks as if, as we speak right now, it looks as if the Australian dollar has turned, and that is going to put some real fuel in the fire inside of Freeport McMoRan. At this stage, though, you're still looking at trading this as more of a shorter-term style trade, Brent?
Well, I do have options, and I also own the shares. The shares I would just hang on to because the price I was able to buy them at, I plan on hanging on to those, but the option was more the question.
Yeah. So, at this stage here, it's even moving up into an area where there was a bit of a downdraft on July 23rd that had 60 million shares. I mean, you've got nice volume in this. The options that you have are November, December?
Yes. November.
Okay. And you're targeting approximately where, price-wise?
It just looked like, if I'm reading it correctly, if you go off that low of, I think it was 776, then it went up and made what I would consider a D point. Then it retraced, a decent retracement, actually, about, I think, a 786, and then now it's broken that swing point. And so, but it looked like because of the retracement, if you did a 1-to-1, it would only be about 14, mid-14s is what I was looking at.
Yeah, so the 1-to-1 actually you hit today, 1345 would be the number, and it hit 1344. But look, you have this thing now. A to B equals CD patterns only make 1-to-1 patterns 60% of the time. The key is identifying the other 40%. And this qualifies as one of those other 40%ers, especially with today's volume. And when I take a look at the strength along that C to D leg, this says to me that it's got higher, it's going to move higher. 1476 would be 1.272. 1643 is not at all out of the equation. And what I would do is I would just keep my eye on what's going on inside the Australian dollar as well. But it looks to me like you should be able to get $17 out of this.
Okay. Yeah, thanks for that little nugget on the Aussie dollar.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Yeah, if you watch that, this is the actual chart here that shows the correlation forever inside Freeport McMoRan. When you trade Freeport McMoRan, you're trading the Aussie dollar. Hey, Brent, thanks for calling. Folks, stay tuned. David White will be up next. Have a wonderful Wednesday. I'll see you on terrific Thursday. Take care, folks.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.
You're watching Tiger TV.